Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and today we're going to take a look at the T2 Plus. So really interesting in this one. Of course, tin audios are always interesting here in the channel because it's always popular in the community, but this one is more interesting because it's a bit different from your usual tin audios. So I did find this to be a little bit more fun compared to your other tin audios, but of course we're gonna find out if that is good here in this video. But before we proceed, I would like to inform you guys that this was sent to me even before the T2 Plus is available publicly. So I believe this is the first version. There's already a retuned version of this one. So looking at the build, I was actually impressed with this one when I'm unboxing it. It kind of looks Apple-ish. With that kind of anodized aluminum finish. This reminds me of my MacBook in the overall finish. The fit in the ear also in this one is better for me compared to your other tin audios because the shape is more of a contoured kind of shape, and that does fit well in your ear. Stability is really good. The one issue that I encountered in this one when I did use it is sometimes the connector in this is a bit loose. So this, much like the TinHifi in a way, the TinHifi also has kind of a loose connection. Do know that if you're gonna buy this, you need to kind of take care of this one. This is not something that you can just throw in your bag. But luckily, this comes with a case, so you just put it in the case when you're getting it inside your bag. The sealing in this one is just average, not the best. I would change the tips to maybe a T08s to improve a little bit of the sealing, or maybe go to foam tips in this one. I'm gonna recommend some down below. In terms of the overall build, yes, I do like it overall, but because of that connection, this is not a perfect build quality for me. So moving on to the sound, so this is a bit different from your usual tin audio. So as I mentioned in this title, I find this a bit interesting because this is the first time that I heard of tin audio going for more fun V tuning. Also, this one is dynamic driver. So this has that bass punch at the bottom, which makes this again a bit more fun. And you're getting a slightly smoother, a bit more warmish presentation in this one compared to your BA counterparts. But I would say overall, this is a very tin audio kind of sound still. So the signature is a slight V with that recession at around 3K region, but it's fairly balanced overall. So this is a musical sound, more in the clean side of presentation. This is definitely a dynamic sounding, lively sounding IEM, but I find the T3 to be cleaner compared to this one. So this one is a bit more warmish in presentation over the T3. Tonality for me is not the best in this one. It's still in the natural side. So highs here are super extended. It has a bit of shimmer on top, which makes it a bit more exciting or fun to listen to. So even if this one is extended, I find that it didn't encounter any sibilance in this one. The highs are also pretty fast in the response, but if I'm gonna nitpick, I find the highs can be a bit too thin in some tracks. Some cymbals may be lacking some body in this one. So accuracy for me takes a hit in the highs, but because this is extended on top, I will still give this good marks on top and also very good in response. Mids in this one are slightly more warmish in presentation compared to your T3. It's still in the clean side of presentation. The separation of vocals and the other instruments in the mids are really good in this one. The male vocals though are slightly more recessed than what I would like, for a V-shaped IEM. The female vocals are right where I want them to be, but the male vocals are a bit too recessed in this one. But what's good here though is the vocals are not shouty, so it doesn't get fatiguing to listen to after a long listening session. So this is very well controlled. However, because of the signature, the mids are slightly too recessed for me and also too laid back for me. You guys know I love my vocals and I love my mids, and I find this too laid back for me. So this gets hit in the grade in this one. So not my favorite mids. Bass is in the tight side, so it has some punch also. But this is not a bassy IM. Again, it's more balanced in the overall presentation. But the bass quantity is definitely enough in this one. It goes pretty deep also. This is not bass light at all. So it has that prominent slam, which makes this again a bit more fun to listen to. The soundstation, this one is fairly big, one of the bigger ones for tin audio, so bigger than the T3, which makes this again more fun to listen to. Imaging is very good in this one. The separation is good, but not as good as your tin T3. So compared to your tin T3, the T3 is cleaner sounding, has more revealing vocals. So I find the vocals to be better for me in the T3, but a smaller stage in the T3. So frankly, for me, they're kind of a slightly different IEM. If you prefer a more fun sound, a more V type of sound, you might like the T2 Plus more. If you prefer a more bright sound, a more revealing sound, more clean sound, you might like the T3 more. Compared to the TinHifi, the $100 brother, they're both dynamic drivers. The T4 has more pronounced bass. The vocals are richer, better in the T4. Flatter sound also in the T4. T2 Plus is brighter in comparison. So this one for me is an easy pick. Obviously the more expensive brother gets my pick in this one. So compared to the TRN BA5, the BA5 is cleaner sounding. The vocal positioning also in the BA5 is something I prefer over the T2 Plus. But the T2 Plus has a more dynamic driver bass lamp, a little bit more warmish in presentation, and also more tamed vocals, more tamed mids in this one. So they're slightly different from each other. So the BA5 has more revealing vocals, more detail overall. The T2 Plus has a tighter punch, more dynamic driver punch, and also a smoother kind of sound. So they're a bit different from each other. So if I'm gonna pick, for me, frankly, there's still the TRN BA5 over the T2 Plus, but of course, your preferences might vary. Right, so in terms of amp pairing, I did like this with my tube amps. So I find that with my Cavalli tube hybrid, the overall presentation is a bit more smoother, a bit more richer in terms of the presentation. So if you're gonna buy the T2 Plus, you might want to tend to go to a warmer player in this one. Alright, so verdict. So for the T2 Plus, it's quite interesting for me. It's slightly different than your usual tin audio, which is quite interesting for me since it's exciting to know what tin audio is up to next, because they're kind of expanding their whole tuning, their whole line. So for the T2 Plus, this one might fit some people. If you're looking for a nicely extended top, that bass lamp at the bottom, also good separation in this one, you might like this one. I would say overall still it's a nicely packaged kit. So if you're that person, you might like this one. But for me, frankly, this won't go to my top 5 because I do like vocals. I find the vocals in this one to be a bit too laid back for my taste. So for me, I do still prefer the T3 or the BA5 over this one. But of course, yes, different folks, different preferences. So if you like what I have mentioned, maybe you can get the T2 Plus as well. That's our review of the T2 Plus. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you learned something, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. So actually, I'm really interested to know what tin audio is up to next. And I'm actually also interested in listening to the second version of this one. So we don't have it yet here in the lab. But yeah, because of COVID, there's a lot of IEMs that's reaching me very, very late. So the reviews here are really late. But hopefully I can also listen to the new version of this one. Will it be better or not better? Maybe we're gonna find that out in the future. And of course, I do also like to share with you guys that I am launching my single in the July 24th. I'm gonna link it down in the comments below. I did create a new YouTube channel from your suggestions, guys. So check that one out. I'm gonna launch it with a music video. So hopefully you can support me there as well. And that's our review for today. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.